going on to tips for how to treat your friend's new adopted child. Definitely get gift cards rather than gifts. Also, if you find that an adopted child is continually running to you rather than their new family with anything, just this is your response to them. Say, okay, honey, let's go find your mommy or your daddy and ask him, okay, because that's something your mommy and daddy would know. So help the family by, deflecting anything from yourself back to the adoptive family, if you're a friend. And if you start to notice the child getting a little bit too clingy or whatever, and if you hear that your friend is saying, okay, you need to back off because I need some private time with my kid because I'm trying to connect with them and this is not working, just be understanding of your of your friend, which leads into this concept of time in rather than time out, independence versus dependence. As regular parents in America, we raise our kids, we bond with them, and then our goal is to teach independence, teach them how to be on their own, teach them how to go out on their own. But regardless of the age of your adopted child, you're actually teaching the opposite. You're teaching dependence. So the concept of time in, in other words, as much time with you as possible, even if you're going to the grocery store or whatever, rather than separating your child from the rest of the family, you need to embrace them and bring them in. I actually use this technique of time in even with my biological children, especially during adolescence when they can't express themselves totally as well, but they may be acting out. At that point, I think they probably haven't spent enough time with me. So they at first look at this as a punishment, but it always works. I have them basically shadow me. Okay, fine, I see how you're acting. Guess what? You're gonna come with me to the dry cleaners. You're gonna come with me to the office supply store. And then during that time, we talk and we connect, and usually whatever's been bothering them isn't something that they've been projecting on me. It's something totally different that's been going on in school. And they start to feel a sense of connection with me again. So the time in concept as an adoptive parent especially is important, which also includes some tactile connection, which means like scratching their back, scratching their arm, hugging them. Some of you may have noticed that Grace sits like on Saturdays, especially closer to Mark, and he may be rubbing her hair. This is something that isn't just intuitive. It is intuitive, but it's something that we have actually built. And for those of you looking in on families that have adopted, some of you may go, gosh, they're awfully affectionate, or she's acting like a 5-year-old, but she's 10. Well, this is totally normal. They didn't get to have a 5-year-old childhood or whatever if they've been adopted. So some of those kids even like to play with dolls when they're older, and it's okay because they're reconnecting certain things in their brains. Okay, I may be rambling. I probably sound like a total nerd, parenting nerd, but these are things that we have learned from adopting 5 different kids, parenting 7 altogether. We're still learning. And any advice you guys can have, the better. Oh, loud kids. Okay, I just posted this whole thing about eyes and ears with orphans. It was one of our vlogs. Make sure that you have the eyes and ears checked. Okay, our son, all of our kids are loud. 2 of them, it's because they actually have hearing issues, but there's an additional component in that. There is, when we talk about tactile stuff, also with development, the sensory thing is like crazy. So our kids tend to be really loud. Alec, we just tested for his hearing because he's so loud. But he doesn't have any hearing problems, but it's also being in this environment by wanting help, wanting love, that where he's just loud. Also, his personality is such that he's just like that. He's just a very happy, fun kid. Hold on a minute.